Marco Rubio. This guy's just a stud, man. And you got the JD camp and you got the Rubio camp, and the JD camp cannot stand Rubio. Thoughts, Rubio?
Sharp, clean. You feel confident. You feel like he's going to leave and he's going to do something. You feel like that guy knows what he's doing and he's going to go out and get something done. That's the feeling you get.
Don't you just love that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it listening to it?
I mean, he's transformed since 2016. I remember he was like the sweaty, nervous guy that
Little
like
Marco,
he'd lean out into the picture and sip the water and like reading off of his cell phone when he was giving speeches. So yeah, transformed into a different guy. Very impressive.
What type of qualities do we need in a president? Check out this great clip over here with Patrick Bet-David talking about why he likes Marco Rubio a lot. Check out this clip. We'll watch it together and then we'll talk about it. But first, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
Marco Rubio. This guy's just a stud, man. And he gets a lot of people are like, well, because there's two camps right now. You got the JD camp and you got the Rubio camp, and the JD camp cannot stand Rubio. They, for whatever reason, cannot stand this guy. And then Rubio does things like this.
Epic fury is the president notified Congress. We're done with that stage of it. Okay, we're now on to this project of freedom. As far as a negotiation is concerned, I think the president's been clear that part of the negotiation process has to be not just the enrichment, but what happens to this material that's buried deep somewhere that they still have access to if they ever wanted to dig it out. That has to be addressed, and that's being addressed in the negotiation. I'm not going to go further on what progress has been made on that topic because I don't want to endanger the negotiations, but suffice it to say that the president and this entire team is aware of the centrality of that question, and that will have to be addressed one way or the other.
Thoughts, Rubio?
Sharp, clean, crisp, authoritative. You feel confident. You feel like he's going to leave and he's going to do something. You don't feel like Superman. You don't feel like Incredible Hulk. You feel like that guy knows what he's doing and he's going to go out and get something done. That's the feeling you get.
This is the clip I wanted to show you guys. This is the dream. Watch him sell the dream. Go ahead, Rob.
You've had a deep faith for God and country. At the end of the day, with all that you've been involved in,
Keep going.
you've been extremely busy,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
as we all know. I got to ask you, what is your hope for America at a time such as this?
My hope for America?
And how
the
do you
same as always
personally
been.
deal with that?
Yeah, look, I mean, my hope for America is what it's always been. I think it's the hope I hope we all share. We want it to continue to be the place where anyone from anywhere can achieve anything, where you're not limited by the circumstances of your birth, by the color of your skin, by your ethnicity, but frankly, it's a place where you are able to overcome challenges and achieve your full potential. I think that should be the goal of every country in the world, frankly, but I think in the U.S., we're not perfect. Our history is not one of perfection, but it's still better than anybody else's history, and ours is a story of perpetual improvement. Each generation has left the next generation of Americans freer, more prosperous, safer, and that is our goal as well. But it is a unique and exceptional country, and as we come upon this 250-year anniversary, I think we have a lot to learn and be proud of in our history. It is one of perpetual and continuous improvement, where each generation has done its part to bring us closer to fulfilling the vision that the founders of this country had upon its founding. So.
Don't you just love that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it listening to it?
I mean, he's transformed since 2016. I remember he was like the sweaty, nervous guy that
Little
like
Marco,
he'd lean
wasn't it?
out into the picture and sip the water and like reading off of his cell phone when he was giving speeches. So yeah, transformed into a different guy. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Straight from the heart, and it's exactly what I want to hear. I want someone to say, we are still the best place and we are still the best history. No, we're not perfect, but we got to wake up and work on it every day. Guess what? That's the whole message. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm working hard. And that's why it matters.
That's it, the improvement. When he said we continuously try to improve. And what's different about the United States, I mean, there are other countries too, but different about the United States is that's actually possible.
Yeah, it is. This is the greatest country in the world, hands down, and it's our job to make sure we maintain it and we fight for it. And if you have a way of positively influencing and protecting this, I think we should do what we do. This is one of the reasons why we started Valuetainment. It's one of the reasons why we do what we do with our companies. Because we think every day somebody wakes up, wanting to destroy America, wanting to destroy what we built, and every day a group of people wake up wanting to protect and take it to the next level. I think there's more of Group 1 than Group 2. And I think Group 2 needs to unify, come together, and keep fighting. And we don't have to be 100% agreeing on every single thing. But as long as you are on the position of capitalism is the best economical system, America's the greatest country in the world, as long as we rely on that and we're doing whatever we can to make it better for kids, I think we're going to be on the same page. And this is why when I run into people, especially when we go to our conferences or event or cigar lounge or people who come up that follow the content, you speak to them, We share common values and principles. And I love running into you, especially when you got the gear on.
What America needs right now isn't just policy, it needs confidence. Not arrogance, not denial, confidence. Because a nation cannot lead the world if it no longer believes in itself. And one of the reasons that Marco Rubio is connected with so many people is because whether you agree with him on every issue or not, he speaks about America like someone who still believes this country is special. And that matters because we're living in a very strange moment in history where there are a lot of voices out there that seem almost embarrassed by America. They speak as if our story is mainly a story of failure and oppression and decline. But that's not how most Americans see this country. And it's certainly not how the world sees this country. Think about it like this. People aren't risking everything to flee America. They're risking everything to come here. Millions around the world still see the United States as the greatest symbol of freedom and opportunity and human dignity ever created. Not because America is perfect, no nation is, but because America was founded on an idea unlike any empire in history, that rights don't come from government, they come from God. That simple idea changed the world. The Founding Fathers declared that human beings are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That was revolutionary. Kings ruled with power. America would be built on moral principle. And despite all our flaws and our struggles, look what happened. America became the most prosperous large nation in human history. The United States makes up about 4% of the world's population, yet produces roughly a quarter of the world's economic output. Our universities attract students from every continent. Our technology shapes the modern world. Our charities give more than any people in history. Our military has liberated nations from tyranny. Our Constitution has inspired democracies across the globe. And from a Jewish perspective, the most remarkable of all is that America has become one of the only places in Jewish history where Jews not only survived, but flourished openly and safely. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because this country was rooted in biblical ideas about liberty and covenant and responsibility and the sacred worth of the individual. And this is where leadership matters. A president does more than manage policy. A president tells the story of America back to Americans. Good leaders remind people who they are. And when Marco Rubio speaks about family and faith and hard work and freedom and the American dream, many people hear someone who still understands the moral heartbeat of this country. You might agree or disagree with him politically. That's part of the freedom too. But it's hard to deny that he speaks with gratitude for America instead of resentment towards it. And nations can't survive without gratitude. Because when people stop believing that their country is worth preserving, eventually they stop preserving it. But I remain hopeful, deeply hopeful, because America isn't merely a piece of land. America is an idea that ordinary people, guided by faith and by courage, can build an extraordinary society. And throughout history, whenever America has drifted, there's always been voices calling her back to her highest principles. Not backward, upward, back to liberty, back to faith, back to personal responsibility, back to belief that freedom is a gift from God and must be protected by good and courageous people. The world still looks to America, not because we are flawless, but because we still dare to believe that human beings were created for freedom. And as long as America remembers that truth, her greatest days will never be behind her. They will always still be ahead. If you like this content overall, that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.